Merry Christmas to you all. Thank
As
you.
it's Christmas, we'll get the annoying question out of the way first.
Go on.
The European Super League, the club have now issued a statement distancing itself from any attempt to start the Super League again, but be interested to get your thoughts on it.
Well, very clear, exactly the same. We remain in the same position. We love playing in the Champions League, and we'll continue to do so.
The players, the PFA say that the players and the fans are against it. Is that the sense you get, that the players don't really want to be involved as well?
I think that's a question for them, but obviously supporters, football supporters, and the passion they bring to the game is the main reason why this game belongs to them and to the players, because they are the absolute protagonists and what makes this game so enjoyable. And we have to look after them, and their opinion is very, very important.
In terms of injuries, Thomas Partey, is there any big update on him?
He's still finalizing his rehab. He still hasn't trained with the team yet. Mo Elneny, hopefully he will train with us this afternoon, see how he feels about it. For the rest, no news.
Jorginho as well, is there as a doubt?
It's still a doubt, yes.
Racing?
He's racing.
Anfield, Friday night football, always a special game, but particularly under the floodlights.
It's going to be a special atmosphere. Obviously, the two teams are in a great moment, in a really good position, really strong position. Both teams, I'm sure, have prepared the game to win it and to go for it, and it's going to be an intense match.
Being top at Christmas obviously doesn't win you anything, and you were top at Christmas last Christmas and obviously didn't manage to win the title. But is it still nice to help you celebrate and enjoy Christmas to be top of the table?
It's always great to be in the highest position in the league, especially in this league, and we'll try to maintain that. And to do that tomorrow, we're going to have to play really well, compete extraordinarily well, and be very intelligent to manage the moments of the game as well.
Have you seen Jurgen Klopp's rallying call to the fans?
Yeah.
Has he done that because he's really worried about Arsenal? Is it a compliment to Arsenal in a way?
I don't know. That's a question for him. The way we're going to prepare the game is what we have to do to play better than them, to beat them, and to focus on our supporters as well. That I'm sure that a lot of them are going to travel tomorrow there, and they're going to be like always supporting the team.
But it's quite unusual to think of Anfield not being an amazingly noisy stadium with massively partisan home support. Are you surprised you made that statement?
I don't know. I have enough thinking about the team and how we're going to prepare the game to win it.
Just finally from me, we weren't here, but you celebrated 4 years in the job exactly this week. When you took the job, if we'd have said to you in 4 years' time you'd be in the final stages of the Champions League and top of the table, would you have taken that?
I'm sure I would, but we haven't still win enough important things, and we want to be better and we want to be more successful. There's a lot of things that we have achieved together in those 4 years, but that's thanks for the people that they've been in this journey with us together, and the ones that they were behind us as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Becky?
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I just wondered, when you played, what were your memories of Anfield, or what's your favourite memory of Anfield?
Winning there as always. Last time when we beat them, that has been a while ago. That was a really good moment and something to replicate tomorrow.
The fact you played so well against Brighton and that Man United actually went there and got a point at Anfield, so sort of, do you take those aspects as well and use them going into Anfield, which has been a tough place for teams to go this season?
I don't know. Every game is different. They have a really particular way of playing, like Brighton had, like Villa had, and every game is prepared in a different way. The context were different. The atmosphere is something that it's important to understand as well. But we have now the experience of what we did last year there as well for big parts of the game, and that's a lot of things that we have to replicate, and some others that we have to do better to win tomorrow.
And then, if I was to ask you, which do you prefer, playing or managing at Anfield?
I don't know, to be fair. I would say that there's nothing like playing, but as well there is something about managing that you feel that cohesion between the team, that chemistry between players, and a team producing what it was in your brain. I don't know if it gets much better than that.
Awesome, Mikel, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Mikel, hello. Just on Anfield, you played really well for 28 minutes last season.
28.
Well,
Mamma mia! Now we're going to the real
I
start.
was looking back, but
I thought it was 27.
Granit Xhaka then riled up the crowd, and he made that tackle and engaged with the crowd. Will you speak to your players about doing that tomorrow, and they'll have to calm their emotions, maybe because Jurgen Klopp's really fired up the Liverpool crowd. So, is it a game that you and the squad have got to manage in a different way that you haven't done before?
All the games, but Granit Xhaka did that in many games, and we won, and then nobody talks about that, you know. So it's a little bit sometimes too simplistic. There are certain things, obviously, that we have to manage very well in big games, and the emotional state is something that is crucial when you play it against big opponents away.
So what do you think? Because I know we joke about 28 minutes, but you were really good. So what have the players learned from that? Because this sort of wobble started after that result, didn't it, in terms of where your title challenge went? So
Yeah, there are certain things that we didn't manage very well. And the way we allowed them to run, especially after a few things that we didn't do well enough, that we have to correct and be much better at, because when they get that momentum and the space, they are a really dangerous team. But as well, we had some big situations, even after those moments that we could have killed the game, and we didn't. And when you have the opportunity to do that, you have to do that.
you're 4 years into this plan. How happy are you with where you want Arsenal to be? I mean, you've come a long way since where you started, but in terms of where this team's at, how pleased are you with what you've done in 4 years?
Yes, it's something to reflect on, but now we are in the competition. I think you live the present in a really intense way, and you're just looking for ways to be better, you know, and to improve and to evolve the club, the team, yourself individually as well as a manager, how you can be better for this group, what the team demands. But overall, I'm really pleased with what is happening around the club with the people that we work with, and how people feels, and our people especially feels about what we are doing.
Just one on the Super League. It can't really succeed, can it, without England's biggest clubs? If Arsenal's saying they're not going to be in it, does it have a future?
I don't know. Everybody would have his own opinion and commitment now, in a year's time, in 3 years' time. So who knows how this is going to end up.
Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Happy Christmas.
Thank you.
In terms of this fixture, is it a better time to be playing it now than it was last season, but it came a little bit later in the calendar?
Something that we cannot pick. It's around the Christmas period. It's under the footlights. It's going to be a special night, and it's always great to go to Anfield. So looking forward to it.
I mean, your players have played in big atmospheres all around the world for club and country. Is it still something you have to talk to them about, though, keeping their heads in a game like this?
They know. We have experienced that for many years now. For this group of players now, is the third, fourth time that they've been there. A few years ago, it was the first time for most of them. And maybe you have to clarify and explain certain things. I don't think that's necessary now.
Manchester United went with a game plan last week, which was, I think, perceived by most people as being quite pragmatic, quite negative. Will you attack Liverpool tomorrow, or will you go with a game plan?
Sorry, can you
will
repeat?
you attack Liverpool tomorrow? Or
No,
will
the
you
first part of the question? The first part of the question?
Manchester United
Sorry.
were, I think their
Okay.
game plan last week was a bit boring, I think. But will you go with a more attacking game plan tomorrow, basically?
Well, we would have the game planned to beat them and to leave Anfield with 3 points. That's how we're going to prepare the game, for sure.
And in terms of last season, you were 2-0 up there. Was that, when they came back into the game and drew, did you know that the writing was on the wall in terms of the title and your ambitions for last season from that point, or was it later on in the run?
No, it was that run of games that after when we have a few draws in a row as well, but that was part of it. You know, we had moments that we could have killed the game to get away with the 3 points, and we didn't. And then in certain moments, especially in the second half, we suffered in many moments to maintain that draw.
And finally, in your 4 years